It's Granny Square week, and I got a little carried away. Kristen here with Enchanted Yarnwork. Welcome. Thanks for joining me today. Yeah, I know. Granny Square Day was yesterday, and I said I probably wasn't going to do another video this week, but I couldn't help myself. They were so much fun. It is so much fun to make granny squares. I mean, these are beautiful. All the ones we did this week. So I thought we'd circle back and I would jump back on the AI train and do an AI created granny square for you today. Now, don't know what it's going to turn out to be, but I do know that it's going to use the yarns that we've been using all week, which are Stylecraft Special DK. I have it linked down below where you could grab any of these colors. They have so many colors. You could grab your own stash of Stylecraft. And so I'm excited to go into the AI theme this week today and see where it's going to lead. So hit that subscribe button. Make sure you've got the bell dinged so that you are notified. And then please hit that like and hang out with me today and see what AI has to say about granny squares. Okay, so, oh my goodness, I have been duly inspired by this granny square day that was officially yesterday. And for all of y'all that have watched my week's worth of videos, because I had to be absolutely extra and I was just inspired to do granny squares all week. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me this week. If this is the first video you've caught of this, I absolutely encourage you to go back and watch Monday through Friday, the past 5 videos. I do have them linked in the description box for you to easily find them. So here's our stack of squares that we made all week. They're lovely. Came from the 2 different compilation Granny Square card deck boxes from Claire Montgomery. They are also linked down below in my Amazon. I am an affiliate, so disclaimer there, I may receive commissions from any qualifying purchases that are made through those links. No pressure. If you decide you would like to purchase something, thank you very much. If not, that's okay too. So, I know I said I was just going to do through Friday. I was just so inspired. So here we are. We're going to circle back to AI crochet patterns, guys. I haven't done one in a minute, so I thought we would incorporate an AI into the granny squares for the week. Let's keep with the theme. So yes, I did go in and ask for this to be created because I wanted specifics. So this is what AI has for me for a granny square. I asked for my Stylecraft Special DK weight yarn because that's what I've been using all week. It has the best colors options that I have currently in my stash. And I wanted to continue with a whole theme and vibe because I want to add it to the 5 that I did this week. I think it'll be cool. So here's what we're going to do. We're using a 4mm hook. That is also linked down below. I know that I'm going to be weaving in ends. So I have my tin of tapestry needles, yarn needles, etc. That is also linked down below. There are 18 needles that come in this pack. There's a lot of in multiple colors of this kind, and then there's some smaller, straighter ones for any kind that you need. Let's see. I'm also probably going to use a stitch marker, which I've been using this cute little guy all week. So we're going to continue with this cat one. And then I have my yarns, and they're gorgeous. So we're going to be using today Stylecraft Special DK. This is teal, raspberry, silver. I don't have a label on this one because it got lost, but I do have others, so I know it's the same color. And then cream. So if you're wondering what in the world do you have on your yarn cakes, let me tell you, this is actually thread saver. I'm calling them thread savers, spool thread saver sleeves. I think they're nylon, but they come, it's a nice mesh. Come in a 40-yard string of it, just like this, and you cut it to whatever length you need. So I wind them up on my Stanwood yarn winder, which I love. It's such quick work. It's manual, but it works quick, and you can make huge cakes with it. And then if they're the normal size cakes like this, I can wrap them with the thread saver, and it keeps them organized and together, and they don't get messy, and I pull from the center and then they shrink down. As you can see, this one is a little bit smaller. The cream is, so it's been used a little bit. So it just kind of shrinks it down so it doesn't get loose in a disaster. Okay, let's get started. I've yapped quite a bit. I do have a pair of scissors, but I don't have that length because that came in a kit that I got over 10 years ago. I have no idea what it is, but any little scissors will work just fine for you for this project. So we are going to start with color A. This gave me 5 pages, guys. 5 pages. Oh, no, I could have, it's fine. So we're starting out, I'm not going to do a magic ring, but you could do a magic ring just because I'm keeping with the theme of the week. I don't want to do a magic ring. So we're starting with the cream color. I'm going to start with chain 4. So making my slip knot. Okay, and then a chain 4. And what we're doing is we're going to slip stitch this back to the first chain, and that makes a ring that is not going to come apart. Absolutely not. All right. And then we're chaining 3. This is going to be our first double crochet. And then we need 2 double crochets into the center of our ring here. If I can hold on to it, right? So this makes our first granny cluster because that chain counts as a double crochet. Now we're chaining 2 and then 3 doubles. So I don't know exactly what I asked AI was create a detailed granny square pattern with such yarn and hook size, etc. So I haven't read over this pattern. I don't know if it's just going to be standard granny square, the same thing for however many rows, or if it's going to have some design to it. So to be fair, with AI, it still has me a little bit of a mystery, but I don't know. So we need a total of 4 of these guys. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. I don't want to assume. I mean, this is an AI pattern after all. Okay. And then a chain 2. And we are slip stitching to the top of our chain 3. Maybe. I think I did that chain a little too tight. Oh well. It's going to work. Okay, buddy. There we go. Okay. So there we have it. Now that's page 2 done. Now we're changing colors. Teal. Let's see if we're going to come back to this color at any point. Raspberry, teal, silver. Nope, we're not. Okay, so I'm going to tie this off. And that's it for the cream color. So granny squares are very popular right now, if you haven't guessed. And I think that's just because there's so much potential with them. And they actually can be, you know, a mindless opportunity to crochet, which is not a problem at all. I mean, this is like your relaxing thing you can do. You can sit down and actually watch TV and mindlessly crochet your granny squares, because you don't have a lot to count. It's the same pattern over and over. You're just, you know, increasing with each round and or changing colors. So, you know, that's what makes it, I think, so possibly so popular. And the versatility is just incredible. There's so many ways you can use granny squares. I mean, you've got wearables, you've got household items. I mean, there's so much. I'm pretty sure there's granny square baskets out there, right? Like storage baskets. Let me know. I think there is. I'm pretty sure there is. It would be a little crazy if there wasn't, I think, at this point. I mean, how many do I have? I have 80 plus granny squares in a box right now that I have made to make my daughter a pair of pants, because that's what she asked me for. I'm just still working on the lining factor because I don't want, look, my mother sews, okay? And so I've grown up with, you make a lining for things have to be wearable comfortably, etc., etc. So I can't just throw these squares together and be like, hey, daughter, go wear them. Or, hey, let me throw them together, and now we have to find you pants to wear underneath these, because these granny squares, I mean, you can see right through them. And they're white granny squares with a red heart in the middle. So kind of going to see all the things. That's not what we're going for. Okay, so here's our top, right? So change to raspberry. Oh, this is what happens if I don't read. It actually told me, guys, here I am yapping, and I didn't even continue to properly read. It wanted me to change colors before I finished. Well, we'll do that next time. Talking too much, friends. Okay. So we're gonna put this into the top of here. Actually, no, we're just going to put it straight over in the corner space, because that is where we're ending up. It wants me to slip stitch all the way over. Now, I do like the way that it wanted me to join the next color, and that was really smart. However, I'm not going to bother with joining it over here and slip stitching over. We're just going to join it where we're supposed to slip stitch end. Okay. And now we're doing our first double crochet, which is chain 3. So 2 double crochets, and that's going to make, with our chain 3, our cluster, our granny cluster. And then we have a chain 2, and then another granny cluster. So this is a full cluster of 3 double crochets. Can you guys see this okay? Should I zoom in? How's that? Kind of. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to angle this better. There we go. Okay. This is the corner. So now we are chaining 1. And now we're working in the other corner and doing the same thing. chain 1, and same thing over here. Third corner, and now the last corner. Okay, so I'm going to read my directions before I assume how I'm going to finish this up. All right, so chain 1, and then slip stitch. That's what it says to do. But then at the same time, it's telling me before I finish, yeah, I don't think that's going to work, AI, because I don't know. I don't think that's going to work. It wants me to change the color out here with the slip stitch, but I don't think I'm going to bother with that. I just think I'm going to start it in the corners, like, because it wants me to slip stitch over with the new color once I changed it right here. I'm just going to keep joining over here because it doesn't make sense to me. Okay. Okay, let me weave in these ends, and I will be right back. Okay, done with that. Our next color is teal. So pretty. Got a little yarn barf there. That's okay. All right, same drill, friends. We are going to slip knots and connect in the corner and chain 3. So we're just making our corners with our 2 granny clusters. And then a chain 1, and then we're working 3, another granny cluster in this space here, and then chain 1 and corners. So you see why I say granny squares, traditional granny squares, can absolutely be mindless, can be mindless projects. I mean, truly, because you see, it's just this simple. I mean, I can talk to you about it as I go all the way around and not have to think. Can absolutely go into autopilot. And you can make these as big as you want. I mean, you could make a whole blanket of one big granny square if you just wanted to continue on like that. These colors are pretty. I like how they're turning out together. What do you guys think? Okay, last side. And then we finish off this color. And we chain to the top of our chain 3, or slip stitch to the top of our chain 3, excuse me. There we go. How pretty that is. I like that. What do you think? That's a lovely color combo. Okay, making sure I did this correctly, because like I said, autopilot is a thing. Right, and then we just have the last color. So it looks like we are only doing 4 rounds. Now you could do a repeat and make this 8 rounds. And just, like I said, just keep going until you are happy and content. So move this in a bit. I'm so sorry. I forgot that I zoomed in so far, so whenever I come closer to myself, I'm taking it out of the frame. Sincerest apologies. All right. Pretty. Okay, last color, and that is silver. Yes, it's a very light gray. Stylecraft has so many shades of colors, and I absolutely love that. I think I have 5 or 6 colors in the gray realm palette, like from dark to light to include white. I mean, this is silver, and then there's a hint of silver, which is closer to white, and then there's white. So yeah, I this is why I love their yarn, because they have so many wonderful colors. Okay, same drill, my friend, same drill. Granny cluster, chain 2, granny cluster. And then we chain 1, and then we have 2 clusters along our side now, and then corners. Easy peasy. Okay, yarn. You must relinquish the materials. Thank you. Okay, so I need to chain 1. So, tell me, what do you think of these colors? I think they're really pretty. I don't think I would have put them together, because I just wouldn't have thought about that. What colors would you do? Do you have favorite colors? I mean, and that's another great thing about the granny squares, is that they're so customizable with colors. I mean, I could take this same square and make one for every season of the year, meaning I just need to change the colors a little bit, and then there's something. I could make holiday squares. Same pattern, different colors. I could take the different shades of one single color, that yarn companies offer, and make a whole blanket of squares just like that. You could make your square one solid color. There's so much opportunity for creativity with granny squares. I think that's probably, again, why they're so popular right now. I'll be honest with you, grew up with the granny squares, from the 70s and the 80s, and they were ugly. Okay, I'm gonna say it. They were ugly. Okay. Yeah, I like the autumn colors, but those colors were ugly. They're just ugly brown and ugly yellow and ugly orange and just bright red. I mean, we're so fortunate today to have such better yarn options, color palette options today. I'm so grateful for that. So yeah, the granny square thing for a while was just meh. It was everywhere when I was a kid. And I'm like, I'm over it. But I'm appreciating the diversity within the granny squares and the versatility that they offer. Okay, here we are. We're at the end. Slip stitching into the top of the chain 3. Once I get it over here. Why does this seem so difficult for me to do? Everybody I watch does it like in 2 seconds. And I'm over here struggle busting. Am I doing this like extra? I don't like to just put it through one loop, because then it's kind of loosey-goosey, and I don't really like that. I want it to be stable and sturdy. I guess I'm being extra. Okay, yarn. There we go. There it is. Okay. Looky pretty, pretty. I do like that. Oh my goodness. See, and I would have actually thought alternate the leg colors. I would have probably put the silver where the teal is, because that's typical of what I'm used to granny squares looking like. You alternate the light and the dark. I like this. Let me know what you think. Okay, I'm going to weave these in, clean up my mess, and then block this on my fabulous, I can't rave enough, Knit IQ blocking mats. They're so versatile and handy. Come in a lovely case. I have them linked below. Please check them out. I mean, the one I have linked, but then if you go and click on the business page, it'll show you the other ones that they have. They have versatility there too. So if you're a metric user, no judgments. They offer it in centimeters. They offer them without the circle in the middle. So, I mean, they all come with the T-pins. They all come with a case to keep them organized, which is so smart. And it makes it easy. Absolutely love them. Okay. Okie dokie, I'm almost done. And like I said, I'll clean this up, get these blocked, and I will come chit chat in just a few minutes. Okay. Well, AI did not disappoint today. AI definitely hit the mark, and I'm super excited and proud. So no flops here today. I love how beautiful it is. I love the color choices AI gave me. So if you're wondering how you can get in on those AI train, so I will put the explanation down below, and there's going to be a lovely little pop-up here. But definitely go to your AI preferred platform and put in there something that you would like it to create, that you would like me to create on video to show you. And we'll see if it's going to be a flop or if it's going to be a success. So you could say hat, scarf, granny squares, pot holders, an amigurumi pattern of some kind. I don't know, like a small little wall hanging. There's so many options. I mean, you could go back and see, kind of gave you an idea of what I've done in my previous AI videos over the past bit and give you some inspiration and ideas. But again, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. This was a fun one, and I'm kind of sad to see Granny Square Week go. It was enjoyable for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. It was just so easy and relaxing and fun to make these squares. Goodness, who knows where it's going to go? I might be popping in a little bit every now and then just to keep you updated on some things. I might throw in some random Granny Squares out there. And but again, thanks for joining me today. I'm super happy you came. Make sure you are subscribed and that notification bell is dinged. And please like and comment what you think about today's video, or if you have questions about how to do the AI submissions, because I would love to put your submission in a video and give you a little hey, thanks for sending that in to me. So I will see you next time, and bye bye, Granny Square Week. It's been fun.